last few days, have you observed any form of changes in the attitude of police officers around you with the dismissal of, two officers? One was small money from people. He knows his worth and knows the price that needs to be paid, and that's what he would get. Next, we saw another video of a police officer who was dismissed on account of the fact that he was flogging a Nigerian citizen with a machete. That generated outrage across social media, and just a few days ago we saw that officer was dismissed. The conduct of police officers around the country, what do you make of it? What do you think should be done? The IGP has said, look, I would not tolerate Nigerian policemen acting out of line. Whether it's extortion, whether it is, human rights abuses, we would not allow that. I would not tolerate it. Have you seen a change in the attitude of Nigerian officers or police officers in the last few months? Let's also talk about the welfare of police officers. That I cannot leave aside, because people have said over time that it is as a result of how people are taken care of that they act. If they're not properly taken care of, then they go out of their way to make sure that they are comfortable, whichever way it is. They've also gone ahead to accuse even higher ranking officers in the police to say they're responsible for the way that the junior officers behave. In one of those videos, we saw the officer saying even his senior officer knows and has given some level of support to him, taking monies from commuters. And so join in the conversation. I'd love to hear from you. 090-9705-4450. That's where to send your message to. And you can call me on 090-7353-0044. That is 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. 090-8766-8888. Recall that in December 2021, the police or the IJP had announced an increment, a 20% increment in the salaries of police officers in the country. And people have described that as a paper, increment. If you speak to police officers on the road, they tell you that only happened in paper. Didn't see anything. They haven't, received any or form of increments in their salaries. Some months ago, there were rumors of the police going on strike on account of their welfare and, promotion and all. If we do not treat employees right, how do we expect them to act right? If we do not treat people right, should we expect the best from them if we're not giving them the maximum or the best form of welfare? People have described the police barracks and generally where police people stay as an eyesore. The Nigerian policemen are not in any way treated fairly by the Nigerian state. All of this we hope to discuss with the first spokesperson. But in the meantime, joining, and let's hear from you, 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. You can send me a message on 090-9705-4450. I'm going to try one more time to reconnect with Olumuyiwa Adejobi. Let's see that we can get across to him and hear what he has to say regarding some of these issues. All right, we're trying to get across to him now. Keep your calls coming, 090-7353-0044 and 090-8766-8888. Hello, good morning. Oh, okay, lost that one. We had just agreed to be on the show a few hours ago. From yesterday, we had been talking. I don't know what's happening now. Could it be that something came up? We don't know. All right, I have a message here, and it's from Mr. Innocent. Say, good morning, Prince. We engage in these conversations not expecting any change by government. APC failed in every it sold to the citizens in 2015, including building refineries. What they call subsidies is business for NNPC and administration boycotts. Or how come you commercialize NNPC yet retain majority shares and board presence in NNPC? Now the promises were designed by Tinubu and team. What will they campaign on now? We are getting you're waiting for phase 2 of campaign gimmicks. Okay, that's your reaction to one of the topical stories rolled out earlier. Well, let's move on from there. I'll bring in callers. Hello, good morning. Another dropped call. Don't give up. Keep trying. And while we continue to try to reconnect with the force spokesperson, what are your thoughts on the police welfare? What are your thoughts on the conduct of Nigeria police officers? Recall that in 2020, one of the reasons there was the NSAS protest is as a result of, actually, from the name NSAS, it was because of the conduct of police officers and how they treated citizens. Has the situation improved from then till now? Are we seeing any major change and difference in the way that police officers conduct themselves? I've seen a couple of police officers who have conducted themselves in the most professional manner, and we should commend that. Also, the police officers who I've had interactions with, and somehow you just wonder why and how these people got into the force. Why do we have the least of us or the worst of us in such positions? People who can hardly communicate, in the official language of communication in Nigeria. Why do we have such people in the police? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't we have people who understand what it means to be civil in the police force? Under the people that we should have men in the police force or being in charge of police and policing Nigerians. What are your thoughts on the issue of community policing? Do you think that if we have community police, it would still come down to this? Where would have people with very low-level educational qualification policing people, thereby harassing people and taking laws into their hands because, well, the only form of validation they can get comes from the weapon in their hands. The only credential or the bragging rights that they have would be the weapons in their hands. Would we get to that point? Would it still be the same, or even worse with community policing? Join the conversation. We'll be talking more. And I have the first FPRO joining us now. Olumuyiwa Adejobi is joining us. Good morning, Mr. Olumuyiwa. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Let's get this conversation started because we already started. Let's quickly get to it. Talking about, I would first of all love to commend you and your men for the fantastic job you're doing. In the last few months we've seen, and a total remaking of the image of the Nigerian police. Somehow, we've seen some level of discipline, trying to trying to inculcate some level of discipline in the police by dismissing certain erring officers. And not just that, I personally have noticed that the police force PROs across states have also come alive and woken up to their responsibilities under your watch in the last few months. How did you do that?
Well, thank you so much. It is reflection of commitment, selflessness, and of course making sacrifices to have that police we all deserve to have in Nigeria. We deserve the best. We deserve to have one of the best police institutions in the whole world, and that's why we have come up with many ideas, many policies and principles to actually bridge the gap between the police are members of the public. The police is having many publics. The police personnel is part of our publics, the government, the ministry, department, agencies, and of course members of the public. And everyone is having one problem or the other with the police, which means something is wrong somewhere. And if you continue to dwell in the midst or around or within problem of trust deficit, the police will not achieve at all. Even if they are doing the right thing, they will still say they are doing the wrong thing. So as a PR practitioner, when I came on board, I felt there's need for us to come alive. People always say image maker. Nobody is an image maker. You can always be an image manager. So as the image manager of the Nigerian Police Force, I just need to see how I want to work on the image of the police, to have good image, to be a good mirror, and to put all our measures of machineries on ground to do the needful. There's no magic about it. We know that when you communicate with people, they tend to have belief in you. It's a theory in communication. When you talk to me, I keep quiet, people will feel offended. So when they communicate to me, there must be a feedback. That's what we have just done. And everywhere on social media, it's not easy, but we just need to do it as a sacrifice for people to have that belief and trust in us and to work with us. So you notice that all the PROs in various commands, they have come alive. They must respond to issues, because I do the same, and I don't think any PRO under my watch will not do what I do or what I believe in. In the last 14 years, I've been in PR line of the police, so I know what we need to do. I know what we don't need to do. So generally, we in the police, discipline is very key. We have been taking disciplinary actions against our hearing officers and men, but I felt we have not been doing enough in area of publicity. Nigerians don't know that we actually deal and we discipline our men. They believe it's just a normal thing, the way they do that. I reported a case, police, you report police to police, nothing will come out of it. But no, we have a system that works. Everything works for good. You can see in recent times that we have been coming up with cases that we have done departmentally to make all these things known to the general public. And that's why people are just commending the AG for taking these stances that come. If you have done the wrong thing, the law is there. If you have done an offense that goes with punishment, with dismissal, you'll be dismissed. If it is for reduction in rank, you are going to be reduced. If it is for reprimand, you are going to reprimand you. Everybody has his own size. I will give the sizes to people according to their sizes. So we have only come up with ideas of informing the public of what we are doing. And to the best of my knowledge, I think Nigerians have commendations for us and having trust in the police. We don't have any other institutions. It's the one we have. We need to work with the police, and not we in the police, we need to do more so that people will see what we do, they understand us, they understand our challenges, and they can help us to project into the future to have that police we all deserve in this country. I think that's just it. There's no special magic about it.
Very well said. Now, talking about the police and the discipline, I'd love us to touch on this issue. It's quite an important one. In Osun State, CSOs and even citizens in that state are protesting the recent deployment of the chief security officer, to the governor-elect of that state. And they're saying, look, this person should not be chief security officer to the governor-elect, Ademola Adeleke, because he's one of those who was indicted by the Osun State NSAS panel. How do you respond to that? What is the police doing about that?
Well, I don't want us to dwell in the issue of NSAS. I don't think anybody should be bringing in the issue of NSAS to this time around, because if you are claiming justice, Police too has not got any justice anywhere. We lost men who paid the free price. We lost property. We lost so many things. As an institution, we lost a lot. As individuals in the police, people lost so many things. That I was a PRO in Lagos, and you agree with me that Lagos was the epicenter. So I know what I'm saying. But the fact is, this CSP did not carry out operation on that day as the CSO to the governor. Don't let us get it wrong. If the governor has requested for somebody to be a CSO or ADC or his aide, they have the right to do so because he's the governor-elect and is preparing for handing taking over or whatever. So we as at the time this incident occurred, this man was not acting as a CSO. to the governor. He was the commander of the surveillance team in Osun Command, who went to respond to a distress call. And of course, there was an incident that he acted professionally at that point in time. If this man is having issues before now, that's another thing entirely. So we should not whip up sentiment on this particular incident. I know the IG is saying that the CP Osun should come out with a report of the incident. Don't let me predict what the report will say. But to the best of my knowledge, with what I've read and what I've seen, some people have called me that I should comment on it. In fact, this is the first time I am commenting on it. I've been declining comment because I don't want to react to it until I have the report of the CP. But the only clarification I want to make here is this man, this CSP, did not act on that day as the CSO to the governor. He was still the commander surveillance team in Osun State. So let us wait for the report from the Commissioner of Police, then we'll know what we are going to do. The force secretary will speak to that as a Wendy. So just let us don't dabble into that and let's discuss other issues, please.
All right, I respect that. Let's talk about, welfare of police officers. In December 2021, there was, a set increment in the 20% increment in the salaries of the police. And if you talk to police officers now, they'll tell you, look, that's only happened on paper. We haven't seen any increments. There was also a few months ago rumors of, the police going on strike on account of their welfare. What is the IGP and the force headquarters doing about the welfare of Nigerian police officers?
One, we are not aware of any policemen who went on strike. It is not on our record. We are not aware of that, and we made a statement to that effect. Police officers are known people. They are identified people, and I don't think we can have ghosts in the police. Those that went on social media, they are saying they wanted to strike and they wanted to do this. We have strong conviction that they are not policemen. They are just regime makers who are trying to hit off the policy there. So it is not true. Then the issue of increment. The increment is not a thing that the IGP just pronounced. The increment on police attachment, emolument was done by the federal government. Memo sent to the Federal Executive Council. And the Federal Executive Council approved this memo with effect from January 2022. So it is not a thing that after taking a cup of tea or a glass of water, somebody is saying, I want to increase police salary. He actually followed the process. And the process led us to somewhere. And that is the Federal Executive Council, the highest authority, decision-making body in Nigeria, gave approval to that. And the salary and emolument, everything has been increased. Whether they have commenced payment or not is another thing entirely. But out of what the Federal Executive Council approved, it is only the increment of salary that has not been implemented. Every other thing has been considered. Deduction or stoppage of deduction of taxes on inspectors of rank and file, that one has been implemented. Nobody is saying anything about that. There are so many other things that they have considered and they have been doing. It's just out of almost 10 things that has not been implemented, and that's just increment in salary. And it's a very big amount of money. We are talking of 1 and something billion naira. And that's why the federal government has sent amendment, or what do we call it, supplementary budget to the National Assembly so that there will be money. Because when this thing was approved, it was not captured in the budget. So there's need for the federal government to write to the National Assembly that so we need this amount of money to foot these bills, to set up these debts or whatever. And they have done. The National Assembly has passed. And it's a process. Now the document has been signed and sent to Ministry of Finance. We have a large number of personnel. They are going to computerize everything one after the other, and their promise that they are going to pay even arrears with effect from January 1, 2022. So I think I'm affected. The IG is a police officer is affected. Every other senior officer is affected. So we have told our men to remain calm. And I'm sure they understand because I've been engaging them. I've been talking to them on my as the first FPRO, on individual level, on official level. I've been talking to them. So for now, we are waiting for the commencement. Why other things have been done. So we are waiting for Ministry of Finance to disburse funds to start this. It's going to take a huge amount of money, running to hundreds of billions, and that's why there's a sort of delay. But this is a reality, not just the paperwork, and it has become a law. And you know, anything that goes to National Assembly has been sent to Baba, and the President has given assented to it, and it has been sent out. It's a law, it's a thing that must come to pass. We're only waiting for all of us to smile very, very soon. So, as for the welfare, there's no problem. On the issue of other welfare packages, the IGP, in the last 10 years, no IGP has ever thought of giving uniforms to policemen and attachment. We felt more than 200,000 personnel we have that can fight who are entitled to official issues. Not all of us can get issues from the federal government or from the police force. Like me now, ASPs and above, they have to buy their attachment because they have been paid for. But track and files, inspectors downward, they are to be issued with uniform, kit, and attachment. This is what the IGP has just resuscitated. This has died for a very long time, and he has commenced that. I think he has done about 3 times now this year to give them, and not only giving them. You can't give policemen uniform. You don't give them their headgear, that is cap beret. You don't give them shoes to wear. He has got shoes for them, cap for them, even raincoats. Now it is raining in Abuja as I see with you. Come and see our men on duty in Abuja now, they put on their raincoats. And across board, in all commands, we have issued raincoats to them. We have customized umbrellas for them. Those that need umbrellas where they are deployed. So this welfare thing is a continuous thing, and we have commenced. Talk of the health facilities. We have equipped all our health facilities across the country, so that our men will not be having cap in hand and be begging people to serve medical attention anywhere. We can do any test, talk of radiography, any cardio, whatever test, any test of Nigeria Police Insurance Company. This has been a very great problem to us. That you know that our lives are not been insured as officers. But no, this man has taken the bullseye in the horn to say no. Let's have our own registered insurance company that will cater for our insurance. Not that we'll be looking and begging one insurance company after I paid my indemnity, I paid everything, then for you to give me some amount of money, I'll be begging you again upon my money. No, it's not going to work. We have done that. We have Nigerian police pension. When you serve, you must retire. After retirement, how do you get your attachment? We have been suffering to get attachment. Your gratuity will not be paid. Pensions will not come. Everything is so small. But now we have our Nigerian Police Pension Limited. We have a company that's in charge of our pensions. We are just waiting to exit from this contributory pension scheme that is not so helpful to us. And it's at the last stage in the National Assembly because it's a matter of law.
Mr. Adejobi, let's hold that thought there. We'll continue from there in a bit. Just stay with us, please. The conversation continues here on your radio experience. You can count on. We're talking with the Force Public Relations Officer, Mr. Olumuyiwa Adejobi, who's sharing thoughts with us on the welfare and, the image of the Nigerian police, which he says he's managing and doing a fantastic job at. Thank you so much for staying with us. The conversation continues in a bit.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Have you heard an amazing rice moment and wondered where you can get such? Have you had the sandy and half-processed gari? Joche Foods got you. Joche Foods, dealers and distributors of high-quality Nigerian rice, is your go-to store. Joche rice is fluffy in texture when cooked, remains unbroken with a nice aroma when served, and free from stones and particles. For inquiries, visit our warehouse at Plot 627 Apo Mechanic Village by Corn Oil First Gate or Shop 98 Fish Market Apo Resettlement. For home deliveries, you can call 090-360-42958 or 080-663-19925. Joche Foods, your satisfaction is our business.
Break it down, down. Back to the music in 3, music right here. Check it out right here.
Time to break it down now. Break it down. Attention! The music is lit.
Oh, yeah, take all my money, put them for your head, you.
Guess who's in town? We are the new sound of music.
Eagles 102.3.
Eagles Morning Rise. Eagles Morning Rise with
The conversation continues here. This is your radio experience you can count on. This morning, we're talking about the Nigeria Police and its image. We're speaking with the image manager, as he calls himself, the post public relations officer and the spokesperson of the Nigeria Police, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, sharing thoughts with us on what the police headquarters or the police force is doing and how they're managing the image of the police. Thank you so much for staying with us, Mr. Adejobi.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, so we're bringing callers now, and we'll get back to some, where you left off, talking about the welfare of the police officers. Hello, good morning.
Hello, my friend. Good morning.
Good morning, Paul. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to have you. Let's hear you, please.
Yeah, good morning to the first spokesperson. I want to commend you, my friend, for always bringing people who represent institutions to explain things to us. I want to appreciate your effort and your station for always bringing burning issues for Nigerians to hear and understand the update. And I want to say thank you to the spokesperson of the police for being a professional colleague. I want to say he's a son of the soil, and I'm happy that he has done that with so much professionalism. So be that as it may, I want to say again that the Nigerian police has performed within the resources available to them. Because when you look at what is happening, sometimes if I see some Nigerian police vehicles and I see their portals, everything, and you know they look, you will know that these are demoralized because of welfare issues. And I'm happy that the present management or the present leadership is doing something about it. But my question I want to ask this person is, I'm always been concerned on the supernumerary police that is being trained by the police, which is also part of the Police Act from section 18, 19 upward, now to 22 or so. If you look at that establishment, I don't know what the force headquarters is doing, because I know there's an AIG, or I don't know whether there's still that AIG in charge of this supernumerary for police. I don't know what the force headquarters is doing in galvanizing, in bringing all these structures together. It's also their own babies, also their own trained personnel. I don't know what they are doing to bring them together in the context of Nigerian security system, to begin to use them to get information. That's one. Secondly, I want to say another thing about the what you are doing at the headquarters is very good. Go to the communities where you have police posts, stations, and so on and so forth. Your men are not doing well, because I believe when you are posted to any community, you are supposed to familiarize yourself first of all with the people, so that you can have the confidence. Because what you are supposed to be doing now is about building confidence with the Nigerian populace, so that you can get information. The intelligent gathering is the key.
Okay, Paul.
At this our level.
Paul, before you go, what's your first question again? What's your first question again? Take your first question again, please.
My first question is on the supernumerary police. I don't know what they are doing to gather them together, to bring them under a structure, to be using them under this context of this insecurity, to be getting more information, because they train them. The Nigerian police train the supernumerary police. And I want to see a level whereby the Nigerians, the state police is not working, whether they can use them to get this for being an establishment from the act, the police act itself.
Okay.
Then lastly, my prince, I want to say something. Even though there are some bad eggs within the police system, the internal mechanism of the police system is a very good structure, and the police need to wake up to its responsibility and use all those internal mechanisms in weeding out these bad eggs. Please,
Okay.
Police is a very fine institution. Very fine and well structured institution. I can testify to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Paul. Now, Mr. Adejobi, Paul starts by saying, commending you, and he said, I don't know if you got his question. He was talking about supernumerary police, that's the spy, I believe, and how they can be used rather than we see a lot of people just drive around with spy in as their license plates. I recall that has been the IGP has banned that or so.
Let me make some clarifications on that.
Yes, please.
We have people who call supernumerary police spy. These ones are people who are being gainfully employed by various companies, sent to the police for training to augment their security, internal security mechanisms in their various working places. So these are not on the payroll of Nigeria Police Force, but they are those that are actually on payrolls of some companies or sent to us to train them to improve on their skills in security line. So these 5 people are working in their various companies. But even as that, we are trying to regulate the operations of this spy. It's for all they can hurry now, and it's not helping us in any way. They are misusing this system. They are misusing this engagement, and it's not to the best of all of us. We are trying to regulate the operations to what they are actually meant for. Now you see everybody is just putting on ranks. You see some of them that put on normal police uniform, they carry rank like an area commander. You don't know they are spies. They are not police officers. They are supernumerary police to help their various companies under the supervision and training of the police. So we must be mindful of this. And the law that established them says once you reach a rank of ASP as a spy, you are not supposed to wear uniform. But not because they are looking for necessary popularity, necessary power, or getting necessary power to themselves. You see somebody wearing the rank of CSP, AC, DC, even there's a place that they have a CP as a supernumerary police. And you think the commissioner of police is coming. That is not what they are meant for. And me, I've done a memo to AG to see how we can regulate that, because these have caused a lot of problems. There was a time 2 or 3 of them went to go and meet Egboyeni, Commander RRS in Lagos. They put on AC rank. They have jumped on to salute them before they realized they are spies. And this is not proper. It doesn't work anywhere. So that is done for them, and we are going to see how we can handle them and work on the operations. And secondly, we have what we call community policing constables. Community policing constables or constabularies. These are those that came out of the establishment of or the implementation of community policing concepts by the president. Now we want people who want to just do services pro bono to assist their communities, to assist their society, to assist Nigeria. But now people have been calling me, and when they were to be employed, they better said they are going to be paying them, except if their state government is making arrangement to pay. I'm sure I know for Lagos. Lagos has a very strong arrangement, and that's why we've not been having issues in Lagos. But in some other states, if the governor is not giving them spend, they can't hold the police responsible, they can't hold the Nigeria government. Thing you want to do to contribute your quota to providing security for your people. Now they are not expecting us to be paying them. That is not the agreement, that's not the MOU. We train them. The only thing the government did then was to keep them and give them uniform so that they can be assisting. And that's why you see many of them with their logo, community policing constabularies. They are there to assist at various divisional headquarters across the country.
Now, Mr.
Adejobi,
go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, just wrap up on that thought.
Okay, so they are just trying to say they want to be. So we have two categories of these people who can come up to assist the police in discharging their duties.
Now,
we
people still say that
police who are working with companies, and we have community policing constabularies who are just doing this pro bono to assist security in their various communities. So I need to clarify that.
It's agreed that Nigeria is under police at the moment, and people are saying, look, we need more police. We need state police. Some saying we need community police, official community police. And at this point, we've had situations where there's been a back and forth with recruitment of the 10,000 constables, which were supposed to be, was supposed to be recruited, 60,000 of them in 6 years. And the IGP and the police and the PSC going back and forth as to who would recruit. How do we resolve this issue and get the number of policemen up?
Well, we want to give kudos to the president for approving recruitment of 10,000 a year for 6 months, for 5 months. It's a great thing, and it's been so helpful. Now we have done 2.
In 6 years, you mean?
About to start the third one. We have done for 2021. We are on for 2022. The 2021 just passed out recently in July. 2022 to commence our training very soon, and we still have a long way to go. To train 10,000 constables is a lot of money, and that's why we are waiting so that the federal government will sustain this. If it sustain this, or we can increase the figure, it's going to be a welcome development. So that we can meet up with the United Nations ratio, and so that we'll be able to just have better policing system in Nigeria. So we are trying to the IGP on his own cannot recruit. We need to have the approval of the president and the cash backing to do the training, because to train them for 6 months for feeding, uniform, and the like, other logistics is a huge lot of money. So we rely on what the federal government is doing, and we have commenced. I think they can sustain this so that we can have the Nigeria police we all deserve in this country, and we can have better security in Nigeria, because we can't rule out the fact that the major security, internal security, lies on the shoulders of government, and it's our statutory responsibility as enshrined in the Constitution section 214 up to section 216. So we should be able to rise up to all these challenges if we have adequate personnel. Aside from this, ICT-based approaches, platforms must be given to the police so that we'll be able to be ICT compliant and do the needful, instead of using our blood, our waters, our veins to run up and down. There are certain things technology can do for us, and I think we are coming up gradually with the idea of the IGP buying drones and having the whole country on a system called C4I. C4I is the command and control center. The room has every local area, every community on this map, where we monitor everywhere in Nigeria. We can expand this system if there's money, but everything is capital intensive. So we want to believe that the government is trying to do something about that, and that's why the federal government established the Nigeria Police Trust Fund to raise funds to assist us. And in this regard, we've been trying to we have been getting some aid, some support from them, and some companies and individuals have been so fantastic too. They have believed in us, they love us, and they've been helping us. So we are going to government so that we can do the needful.
Well, let's talk about the recruitment some more. For those who are interested, we've seen recruitment scams all over the place. For those who are interested in the next batch of recruitment, especially for the 10,000 constables and the police recruitment in general, what do they need to do?
Well, we have our official platform, we have the police platform, we have recruitment portal. And I think I always make statements on regular basis. I think those that follow me on Twitter will know that on daily basis I update, on hourly basis I come up on Twitter to say one or two things about all these things. So I want people to always contact us. If the fact that you are looking for a job, you should not be so desperate that you don't know your left or your right. If somebody is saying, oh yeah, come and give me some certain amount. Our recruitment is free, my brother. I've just told you now that if you don't have money to start recruitment, we will not do at all. By the time we say we want to start recruitment, we must have gotten money to go ahead with this process. And that's why we are saying we are ready. If you are not ready, we are not ready. By the time we say we are ready, we have the money, we are ready. And it's not for sale, please. I'm just saying it now. It's not for sale. It's free of charge. So just go to the portal, go and file in what you want to file in, fill in your form online, print what you want to print, and wait for our screening exercises. Even for Poland, we have portal for Poland. And Poland has made it known. It's a university. I think that one you have to pay 5,000 naira for wanting for services online. Everything is online. You don't need to go to anywhere.
What's the official portal? What's the official portal for this registration? Or
it contains. We have many. I don't know offhand now, but it's contained on the Polar is having his own. The recruitment is for recruitment we're having his own. But I think I can refer people to my Twitter handle, PrinceMoye1. PrinceMoye1 is my official handle. Everything is there. They can go and pick this. And of course, we are going to get it. But it's good to get from my official verified handle.
Absolutely.
So that it's going to be very good for them. So the PrinceMoye1 is my official handle. They can get this. They can get me on this. I give them regular updates on whatever we do. And I think with this, we don't think anybody should be to anybody on this or to be defrauded. If you follow us back to back, bumper to bumper, you are going to get adequate information from us on regular basis. And all our command PROs are there. I've given out numbers of the command PROs across the country. I have 37 PROs including FCT, and I have 11 zonal PROs. All of them are active on Twitter, they're active on social media, and their numbers are there. You can contact them. And apart from that, we have various platforms, official platform for police, for complaint response unit, for PCB. These things are being widely circulated. But I see things somehow when people are saying, I want to get number of PRO Lagos. I want to get number of PRO. No. When you share this information, we'll tell you to keep them.
Okay.
Because you may need them.
Quickly, we have a message here from Chooks, and Chooks says, good morning, Iheanacho. Wow, I'll commend you for landing the PRO of Nigeria's police force as guest today. My question is, what is the police doing about next year's election in terms of securing or ensuring that only personnel with emotional intelligence interface or engage with voters? Thank you so much, Chicks, for that one. Quite important, quite an intelligent question. Yes. Quickly, please, in less than 1 minute, how could you respond to that?
Yes. I just left the NTA Good Morning Nigerian show now to go and talk to Nigerians on preparation for 2023 general election. We are having trainings for our men across the country. 6 geopolitical zones. We started it 4th of August this year, just last week, and the thing is going to cut across every personnel of the Nigerian police force across the 6 geopolitical zones. We are having strategic conference and retreat October. That's from October 30 to November 3rd in Owerri, Imo State, where we're going to discuss our preparation for general elections, and we have done our security management is very key to us, and to do proper deployment. This is different from normal target elections that we always have in Anambra, Ekiti, Osun. This is a general election that goes across the length and breadth of Nigeria, so it's going to put us on our toes so that I can have adequate deployment to the 774 local government areas in Nigeria.
All
so
right.
we have started on time. The planning is on, and we are very, very sure we are going to have seamless exercise come 2023 general elections. No cause for alarm.
Olumuyiwa, Adejobi.